As a child growing up in the 1960s, I was struck by the horrifying images of dogs and fire hoses unleashed on black people. I often wondered, why do white people fear black people? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Years later, a white boss of mine, someone who felt unusually comfortable discussing race with me, offered a stark and unsettling perspective. He said, it's because we're afraid you'll treat us as badly as we've treated you. His words were a generalization, but they also revealed a deep truth about the dynamics of fear and guilt. While some may take offense at his candor, let's agree to lean into discomfort, because that's where true learning begins. Stay tuned for a conversation that challenges perceptions and fosters understanding. I wanted to create a safe space to have uncomfortable yet transformative conversations that move people, amplifying the voices of those who are underrepresented and who inspire positive change. I'm Tony Williams, and this is Brooklyn Savvy. I'm Tony Williams. Welcome to Brooklyn Savvy. So ladies, we're going to be diving into a movie. It was White with Fear. And when I saw the title, I went to see the movie because that was pretty provocative, right? So before we launch into talking about this movie, I would like to ask each of you, do you think, and I'm going to start with you, Maria, do you think white people fear black people, and why?
Yes. I think there are a lot of different reasons, but I think it comes from a fear of losing what they think they have and their power and their position, and of difference. Difference. If something is unfamiliar, people tend to shy away from it, or there's a fear or an anxiety.
So that would be kind of natural then, like a human nature thing that you're speaking of, or I'm talking about the anxiety piece that you mentioned there.
I don't know, because I don't know if it's related to being in a position where you perceive that you're better than or different than or above somebody else.
Or have power over, yeah. Okay, Phyllis.
I don't know about fearing black people, but fearing loss of privilege.
Okay, Jennifer.
Ooh. I believe that many white people fear black power in different forms. As much as they fear, they also feel, many white people, guilt. And guilt can be misunderstood as fear. And guilt can cause people to act and react in certain ways that may look like fear, but it's, you know, it's a manifestation of a different emotion that is tied to a lot of oppressive natures and privilege and the like.
Well, I think we got an interesting composite. Well, we have Diana Robinson here, and you are a journalist and a producer and a documentary filmmaker, and you're one of the producers of White with Fear. And when I looked at this, I was like, what the title, White with Fear. I said, wow, should I see a movie like that? I mean, you know, it was just politically, but if, you know, and I didn't know what it was. So talk to us about the title, why you called it White with Fear.
Well, point blank, it's provocative.
Yes, right? It was.
And I think that was part of the point. I personally like a pun. I think that the film really, it talks about systemic whipping up of white grievance and racial anxiety in the American populace, kind of as like a white fear industrial complex, with everything from politicians to their media allies to kind of a snowball rolling down a hill that starts to incorporate everybody who consumes the media and the political landscape into, you know, where we are now. And somehow I was thinking about what are good naming tropes of things that are scary. Well, you use this phrase, white with fear, and then obviously, you know, it could be white comma with fear, it could be white scared with fear. It just kind of seemed like it hit a lot of buttons, and it also definitely intentionally, it opened a question. People are gonna wanna say, what is that?
Did white people come and see it and walk away in the ways that you think they did?
That's a very good question, and I don't know that I know the entire answer to it. I know that there were white people that came to see it. I know that some of them really felt like they got a lot out of it. I know some other people had some comments that they didn't necessarily love it.
What didn't they love?
I mean, I can't speak to every person, and I can't.
Just generally.
Just generally, I think that it makes some people uncomfortable. The film, I believe, is journalistically unassailable. We did our research. We fact-checked everything. We have experts. We have, editorial advisors. That said, I think that the story that we told really does paint a picture of a segment of American politics that coincides with a major political party that comes off looking like it deals pretty excessively in a certain kind of racial grievance activation. And I think that kind of triggered some feelings in some people.